I wasn't Paul on the way to Damascus. I didn't fall off a horse. I'm not a do-gooder. I'm just somebody who came along and realized that I knew enough about food service to revolutionize what had been charity and make it into something that could really, truly liberate people. I would say, hello, my name is Robert and I'm a recovering hypocrite. Because, I talked about, peace and love and understanding, but I wasn't willing to go out and do anything in my own backyard. I came here when I was 17, started working in nightclubs. That was my great dream. And I worked in nightclubs till I was almost 28 when I went out to volunteer one night, feeding hungry people on the streets of Washington, homeless people. It was a rainy night, and we were in front of the World Bank. Here we were driving in this truck, and I was trying to make conversation with the group because I was nervous, and asked where the food came from, and found that it was purchased at one of the more expensive stores in Washington. And that made me start thinking immediately that I worked in an industry that threw away a ton of food every night. As they kind of wandered off into the mist, kind of almost juggling the assorted things we had given them, the cookies, the bananas, the lentil soup, the chili, I heard the driver of the truck, who was kind of the one constant in this equation, saying to people, "See you tomorrow night, see you tomorrow night, see you tomorrow night." I just kept thinking, restaurants have food, but they also have jobs. And while I didn't want to judge, I kept thinking that a lot of the men and women I encountered that night didn't look incapable of work. All of a sudden, after a night of volunteering, I had this moment where I had to literally decide, am I going to do something that I know is important, it's imperative, it's right, or am I going to just walk away and just chalk it up for what should have been? America was throwing away an estimated 25% of the food we produced every single day. Leftover food was trash. I looked at it and saw fuel for a job training program. People saw the homeless and thought, there but for the grace of God go I. And I thought there are men and women who could work and become entry-level employees at the same restaurants that donated the food. So I came back about 2 weeks later with a business plan, and I got so many rejections. Nobody thought this would work. And finally, I got a grant for $25,000. And it enabled me to go buy a refrigerated truck. And I was so excited because it was like, now is the difference between the dream and the reality of making this work. Hey, good morning. This is Robert on a beautiful Monday in the nation's capital. It's MLK Day, man, and we are keeping the dream alive like we do every single day at the Central Kitchen. Got a full day, got a lot of men and women here, including the Secretary of Veterans Affairs out here cooking the 4,000 meals. But anyway, just leave your name and number. As always, I'll call you back. And in the meantime, I sure do wish you well. And if you can help somebody in, go for it. Thanks. I love this time of day, man. You just kind of wander around and, say hey to everybody and kind of get into the groove of the day. See who comes in the door. You never know what's going to happen. You just kind of wait and see. Good morning. Well, the kitchen's a 24/7, 365 operation. We've never closed since the day we opened. Freddie, what are you all making up today? And what we've done for 20 years is produce the better part of 4,000 meals a day. The kitchen supplies foods to drug treatment programs, after-school programs, senior centers, or shelters. What is that? It's almost like a sweet and sour.
Sweet and sour.
Oh, baby, there you go. There you go. See, I'm learning. Stick around long enough. That's beautiful, man. And that's going out to the shelters tonight? To the Arlington. Yeah. Is that Martha Stewart?
No, that's not Martha Stewart. Even though she is really good.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I tell you, she's a reformed convict.
Wonderful.
You gotta love reformed convicts, man. I tell you what. Oh my God, the kitchen's coming to life.
It is.
It's coming to life. There you go. Where are you all volunteering from? Are they interfaith? Are you coming in the new class? And you're already out here working, huh?
Yes.
All right, that's the way it's done. What's your name? Nice to have you here, Robert.
Thank you.
We'll do the kitchen shake.
Okay.
There you go. Welcome aboard. Anyway, good business, everybody. Good business. On the first day of every class, you look out at the men and women who are coming in, and they can look hard as nails, but it's just a mask. They're terrified of what's ahead. They're not afraid of prison. They're not afraid of the street. They're not even afraid of dying. They're afraid of responsibility, showing up on time, even getting along together. They've never done this, and they've never been asked.
So, man, Kurt, it sounded like you had a story, man. What's your thing? How far did you go?
I'm 44 years old. I have been doing drugs for 32 years. I smoked crack for 23. I've had 2 heart attacks. I had my first one when I was 22. I just decided that, enough was enough. In other words, this is like a second chance for me to get my life back, and I will do so.
Hey, welcome, everybody. This is going to be the 21st anniversary of the kitchen this week. So much of what we do in America in charity is about the redemption of the giver, not the liberation of the receiver. We wanted to turn it around so that everybody got liberated. And that's what the kitchen's about every day. Everybody who comes in here gets served. Everybody. Every single day, you're going to be working side by side with men and women as classmates, helping each other through this program. But every day, man, 14,000 volunteers a year come through here. We don't need the volunteers to get the work done. But if every single one of those kids goes home to their town and says, wait a second, why are we throwing away food? Wait a second, why aren't we employing people? That's what we're trying to do, is pull people into a larger discussion about where we need to go as a country. Good luck, stick with it. It will be hard. And you're going to hear tomorrow, man, on graduation when you come, you're going to hear everybody say the same thing. You're probably thinking, man, I didn't really want to be here. I didn't think I'd like it, but I stuck with it, and I'm glad I did. So I hope you all will do the same. Thank you all very, very much.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you, Ron.
This is the first time in my life I've actually came out and done something with myself. I am a changed person in this little bit of time. My family, they love me, but they welcome me now. And I'm so grateful. And all blessings are coming to me that I cannot believe. People, places, things, for me. For me.
It's a beautiful cycle in which everybody wins. But what's really awkward is, just like the first day where I had to make a clear decision about knowing when my eyes were open and I knew I had to do something more than just feed the poor. At the same time, I'm going through the same process now. I realize that no matter how powerful I've made the kitchen, it's not the answer. It's almost just as limited in a certain way as that truck I went out on the first night 21 years ago. The answer is somewhere inside these programs, and there's thousands of them all across America, in big cities, in small towns, in rural communities, all the way down to the grittiest urban core. I want to explore these amazing stories, these richly human stories of overcoming obstacles, this entrepreneurial energy, this commitment to community that is charity in America.